The crystalline chambers of the Galactic Council hummed with satisfied chittering as Ambassador Zekth concluded his report. The arthropod's mandibles clicked in what passed for smugness among his species as he addressed the assembled delegates from across known space. The human infestation has been successfully eliminated, Zekth announced, his translator rendering the harsh clicks into standard galactic. Their homeworld burns, their colonies are ash. The Council's directive has been fulfilled. Murmurs of approval rippled through the chamber. The Velkari representatives' tentacles writhed with pleasure, while the crystalline shard delegates resonated with harmonious satisfaction. For 3 centuries, humanity had been the Council's greatest embarrassment, a species that had dared to reject membership, to forge their own path among the stars, to treat the ancient powers as equals rather than superiors. Excellent, wheezed High Counselor Mordeth, the ancient gas being's form shifting in its containment field. Perhaps now the younger species will remember their place. Let this be a lesson to any who would defy the natural order. The celebration was interrupted by a junior aide, a nervous python whose scales had gone pale with fear. He scuttled to Zekth's side, whispering urgently. The ambassador's compound eyes widened, each facet reflecting sudden alarm. High Counselor, Zekth's voice had lost its triumphant tone. There appears to be a situation developing. Before Mordeth could respond, the chamber's main display activated without authorization. The holographic projection showed not the expected emptiness of space, but something that made several delegates recoil in horror. Ships, thousands upon thousands of ships, arranged in perfect formation around the Council's homeworld of Nexus, Prime. But these weren't the crude, angular vessels the Council remembered from humanity's brief appearance on the galactic stage. These ships were works of art and terror, sleek predators that seemed to bend light around their hulls, each one the size of a small moon. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet, a voice echoed through the chamber, speaking in flawless galactic standard despite the species supposedly being extinct. We need to talk. The image shifted to show a human female, her dark hair streaked with premature gray, wearing a uniform of midnight blue. Behind her, the bridge of her flagship buzzed with activity as humans, very much alive humans, worked at stations of impossible complexity. Impossible, Mordeth gasped. We witnessed the destruction ourselves. Earth is a cinder. Your colonies are gone. Admiral Chen's smile was cold as the void between stars. You destroyed some worlds, yes. Empty worlds we evacuated decades ago once we realized your true intentions. Did you really think a species capable of interstellar travel couldn't see through your diplomatic theater? Zekth's mandibles clicked frantically as he accessed his databases. The population centers, we confirmed massive casualties. Holographic projections and automated systems. Chen interrupted. We learned early that the Council only understood strength and fear, so we gave you what you expected to see, a primitive species clinging to a handful of worlds. Meanwhile, we were really out here. She gestured, and the view expanded to show not just the fleet around Nexus Prime, but others. Countless other fleets surrounding every major Council world simultaneously. While you played your games of politics and dominance, Chen continued, we were exploring regions of space you've never dreamed of reaching. Black hole generators, quantum tunneling networks, stellar engineering. We've had 2 centuries to advance without your interference. The chamber erupted in panicked chatter. The Velkari delegates' tentacles lashed in agitation. What do you want? Revenge? Our surrender? Chen's expression softened slightly, though her eyes remained steel-hard. Justice. The species you destroyed weren't all empty colonies. 12 billion humans died in your purge, including my daughter. Her voice never wavered, but something deadly flickered in her gaze. However, we're not here for genocide. We're here to ensure this never happens again. She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. Observe. The display shifted to show Mordeth's homeworld. Around its star, a massive structure was materializing, a ring of interconnected ships forming a Dyson array. Within moments, The star's light began to dim as the human fleet captured and redirected its energy. "We've surrounded 17 Council homeworlds," Chen explained matter-of-factly. "Each one now sits in artificial eclipse. Your crops will fail. Your solar collectors will go dark. Your people will know the fear of endless winter. You're threatening entire civilizations," Mordeth wheezed. "Are we?" Chen's eyebrows rose mockingly. "We're simply demonstrating our capabilities. The arrays can be removed as easily as they were deployed, once certain conditions are met." She leaned forward, and every delegate felt the weight of humanity's judgment. "First, reparations will be paid to the families of every human who died in your purge. Second, your military fleets will be reduced to defensive forces only. Third, the Council will establish a permanent memorial to the species you've destroyed, not just humans, but all the others you've eliminated for the crime of independence." The chamber fell silent except for the background hum of life support systems. Finally, Mordeth spoke, his voice barely audible. "And if we refuse?" Chen's smile returned, but this time it held no warmth whatsoever. "Then you'll discover that humans are remarkably creative when it comes to survival. We've survived ice ages, plagues, wars, and your attempted extinction. We've learned to harness the power of stars and bend the fabric of space itself to our will." She stood, her silhouette imposing despite the vast distance. "Ask yourselves, what else might we have learned in the centuries you thought we were dead?" The transmission ended, leaving the council chamber in stunned silence. Outside the windows, the artificial eclipse deepened, and the first cold winds began to blow across Nexus Prime. In that darkness, the council finally understood what they had awakened when they declared humanity extinct. They had not destroyed a species. They had created something far more dangerous, a species with nothing left to lose and everything to prove. The age of humanity's shadow had begun,